I'll give it one more minute and then I'll start the actual meeting. It just might be that we need to send out an email ballot if we're going to continue to do these online sort of elections.
How did we do it last time?
Last year,
Right.
I wasn't actually involved last year.
It was an email, but the choices were me or abstain.
Okay. Yeah.
Just another few moments. All right, may as well get started. 7:08. This meeting is being recorded and will be sent out to everyone upon its completion. So there is some irregularities. So I'm going to start with this. There are two nominees for Arbiter, Malice of Eleutheria and Francis of Dolomarth. A few days ago, the BOD was informed that Francis of Dolomarth has an active ban from the chapter of Sanctarium of Bowling Green, Ohio. Bylaw Section 302.4.4 for candidate requirements state that the candidates should have a reputation for fairness and level-headedness and must not be under any active suspensions or bans. Because of the active bans, Francis of Dolomarth is not eligible to serve as Arbiter. So, a few notes. At this time, Francis does not have a ban from National Dagger here. This information was too new for that process to be worked. I am not going to comment on the contents of the ban, as the contents are not applicable to the statement. Francis was informed of this decision before the meeting, so this is not a surprise to him.
Correct.
There is also has been some irregularities with the way and time that this ban was reported, as the Arbiter was unaware of these accusations until this past week. In addition, Malice of Eleutheria has stated that he will be withdrawing his name if he is running unopposed due to a technicality. Francis, would you like to make any statements or comments at this time?
Yes, give me one moment. I'm sorry, I was in the middle of a sandwich bite there. I would just say that if anybody's curious about what's going on with this ban, they're welcome to message me privately with it. I will say that there are two officers of the chapter who are opposing this ban for a variety of reasons. Some of these accusations are egregious enough on my end that I am considering legal action because of what they're claiming is going on. I will also say that no, that's all I got going on. That's all I want to say. That you're welcome to message me if you're curious about what's going on. But officers within their own chapter are opposed to this.
Can I ask a question that doesn't pertain to what the ban is for, but when was the ban instated? Like, when did they ban you?
Therein lies the mystery. I had gone to sign a waiver for the chapter, which I will add that Sanctorium, I heard from two of their officers today that they were in probationary status with Belagarth as a chapter. So I'm not even certain how valid their ban is. But I had gone to fill out a waiver for an event and was informed via email several weeks later that I was banned. So the effective date of this ban isn't something I'm aware of.
Rune, were you able to ascertain when the ban was originally put in place?
I was not.
Yeah. So BOD was informed of this on Wednesday, 3 days ago.
I mean,
So,
that being said,
hi,
ban
this
has
is
been in place
Ericos.
for
May I
a
ask a
minute.
question?
Drew, can you repeat that, and then Eric goes.
I was gonna say, even that being said, I believe the ban has been in place for a minute. Like it's not new. They didn't just fresh put it up on their charter.
All right. Eric goes.
Hi, this is Ericos. I've got a few questions. First, I would like to know when the meeting took place for this ban vote, what vote was taken, what articles were laid out in discussion for this vote, if there are any minutes from the meeting where this vote was taken, and just for us to have some actual content regarding this, as opposed to just something that just kind of formed out of the mist.
Is the chapter rep from this chapter here?
Is anyone from Sanatorium here?
Complicates things.
Yeah, I don't believe they are, but I also don't think that's relevant. Chapters can choose to ban anyone they want for any reason, as long as it's not discriminatory.
It's just really hard to get the information Ericos is looking for if they don't show up.
Point is, without some substantive information and just a ban without any kind of idea of how that ban came to be, quite frankly, doesn't seem like anything that followed a process. It could be a vindictive sort of thing. It could be a personal attack sort of thing. It could be
Ericos, can I interrupt very
character
briefly?
assassination type of thing.
Yeah. Ericos, can I interrupt very briefly? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Without getting too far into it, if you want, again, we can talk after the meeting or via Facebook while this is going on or something, but I do think that it is a personal attack. Without getting too much into it, it's my older sister who has leveled these accusations, and she's somebody I haven't spoken to in 3 years because of a parting of the ways we had.
Francis, it's
And
not my objective to get into the details.
I know, but I
just
I
want to make
do
sure that what we're doing is
genuinely.
fair.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but
Well,
yeah, I'm okay talking with people about it. It's just that I would prefer not to do it here.
and I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying from the chapter ban perspective, I think we should have something that we can actually digest, content, like actual content, as opposed to just
Yes, I.
So
ban.
Yeah, I
So-
would. I would welcome that.
let's try. Okay, let's try to not crosstalk. As of this time, though, the statement still stands. We have Francis is on a ban list of a chapter, and the bylaws state that since he has been banned under an active suspension or ban, it does not state that it is a national ban or a chapter ban, that he is effectively disqualified. If we wanted to, I mean, I would like to have that information as well, and I think it is worth getting that information. And I think it is worth having there be some investigation into it. But as of this time, following the wording of the rules, that's what we have to go by. Is there any disagreement with that at this time?
Can you restate that? Is there any disagreement that we have to follow the rules as written at this time?
Yeah. Is there any disagreement that the rules as written are being followed at this time? Are we following the rules in that he is disqualified as of right now?
Probably.
I'm in agreement.
Is the chapter in question a Dagger Here chapter in good standing?
At the
At this
questionable.
moment, technically they are. Yes.
Well, then that's what we have to follow.
Yes.
What is the chapter in question?
Sanctorium.
Of Bowling Green, Ohio.
Okay.
So the statement I made is going to be going out in the email that goes along with this recording and to all chapters, just so details are followed.
So it sounds like we don't have an arbiter if we don't have anyone who's willing to do it, because Mesa stated if they
Malice.
Malice. Sorry, I'm thinking. Anyway, if Malice has said, "I don't want to run unopposed," if we are taking them out on a technicality, that is technically what the rules are saying. I think that it would.
Sure, but that's not a technicality.
Okay. Will they still run?
I'll read his exact statement to me. Mace has informed me that Francis is disqualified from running. As such, I will not run. If the elections are postponed, I will run again to give chapters the opportunity to find another candidate. If no other candidate is found in that time, I will run unopposed as a last resort, since no elections will happen and I have no voice. Otherwise, I will not be in attendance. Yeah. So he will run and he will do the job if if this group votes that to not postpone. But he would really prefer that to be postponed. And we already have a proposal to postpone by Ursus in chat.
Do we need to second that or vote on it?
So, yes-ish.
Cool. I second Tardis Invictus's position. I think that that's a reasonable amount of time.
I don't know what our actual reading the bylaws. This event is supposed to happen at Ragnarok as part of the after the RWC. Because of COVID emergency powers, we are doing it online. Following COVID emergency powers, we don't really have written rules for that, so I'm going to take a voice vote. Does anyone here have opposition to a July 17th vote?
I have one question. Rune, are you willing to continue to be arbiter until we get our stuff figured out?
I want to say no, but I can't. Yeah, I can continue to do so until this is figured out.
Technicality, the elected arbiter would not take position until August 1, as it is. So a July 17th vote for next vote would still allow that to occur and for normal transition to occur.
I still think it's fair to ask him.
Okay, so you were asking for a voice vote?
Is there any opposition to... Does anyone have a statement to make as to why we should not postpone till July 17th?
This is Luda.
Go ahead.
I feel like 3 weeks might be too short. Considering what we just went through with board of director elections and the speed that things seem to be happening in the virtual world, I don't see a reason why we couldn't postpone this for 4 weeks instead until July 24th. I understand that may seem like splitting hairs. However, it's not like something has to happen that would slow down the transition of power if it was only 1 week instead of 2, as far as I'm aware. So I would prefer the 24th instead of the 17th for a little bit more time. Over.
All right, we have a motion for the 24th, and we have a motion for the 17th. Do we have a motion to run the elections today with no candidates? Figured as much. All right. I guess I can put a text vote for the 24th or the 17th. Does that sound fair? This is something that's supposed to be...
I'm sorry, before we start voting, who's representing chapters here and who's just here talking?
How about we have them post in the Arbiter Election what chapter you're here representing, if you are? Is that unreasonable?
That will allow us to take attendance. Sorry that this is so informal. This is sort of things we're going to need to solve in the future.
quite a lot of people in this call, and I feel like those of us that are just observing, I don't feel it needs to be stated. I feel like
Yeah.
the ones that are actual representatives should state theirs, and the ones that are observing should not.
Sounds like we only have 1, 2, 3 chapters
Stone,
here.
Stone, are you representing our Atari for voting purposes?
For voting purposes, yes, I was planning to abstain, but yes.
Oh, that's weird. All right, so there's 4 chapters here.
3 if you don't count the one that is planning to abstain. I don't think we have anywhere near the amount of support in this meeting to have a fair election.
I
Agreed.
disagree. People that choose to be involved and choose to participate are participating. There's
Agree
no
with
quorum
that?
requirement.
I agree with that. It's just very frustrating. And I
Agree, but
know
there's no quorum requirement.
that's
Correct.
true. I just know personally, I'm the social media coordinator at the moment, and I'm worn out from our social media. So I cannot imagine how the other chapter reps feel.
They can take the time to participate if they chose,
All right.
or have a representative participate on their behalf.
Okay. Well, I don't really want to get into that too much right now. No offense to anybody just talking. I'd prefer we just figure out when we're doing this again because I think we're all pretty much in agreement we don't want to do it tonight.
Yeah. All right. Please vote either as 17 or 24.
I'm gonna be the worst. I have an event on the 17th, so I
You do? Well, why didn't
I-
you say that?
why because why does my personal event have to do with it? I'm gonna go play
You're one of-
Amp-Guard.
Because you're one of
And I don't want to add any more confusion, but can we confirm militia is a chapter or a unit?
Chapter.
their chapter, yeah.
For what it matters, because Eritari has an event on the 24th.
Oh, well then I can just come and talk to you guys. I'll just
For what it
Yeah.
matters, I'm also planning on doing a form as well for the next one, just because I don't want to have this sort of low representation for our elections.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and reach out. Anybody else reach out. Let chapters know that, this is important if they're still wanting to be active and involved.
For what it also matters, there has been conversation that the requirement that the arbiter having been a quote chapter administrator is overly restricting. Because we are delaying, is there a request from the chapters, and I just make this voice, that AWC change that to either strike that line or something in order to have opened the field up to more viable candidates?
So I have a question. When we elected the first arbiter, it was interpreted such that any chapter administrative position made that eligible, right?
Correct.
And that's what we're running on, right?
And that was the exact logic I was going to use for Malice.
Okay, but that's what we're doing now, right? That's the current plan. Nobody's changed that. There've been no votes anywhere to change that. No real disagreement with that as an interpretation.
Other than words as written.
Okay.
You're saying that they need to be chapter heads is the way the wording is written?
Maybe.
As written.
Can you type it out so I can
Yep.
see it? I'm sorry, I'm just visual.
As written. Candidate must have previous experience as official Daggett chapter administrator. There is no other entry in all of the bylaws or contract that uses that exact phrasing.
So,
think that
and
that's-
administrators lower A.
Yep, that was an exact copy paste.
I don't see a problem with the current interpretation. Sorry, I keep jumping in front of Alexander. Go ahead.
I mean, and I keep walking over you. I think that wording is fine. I mean, interpret it in a way that is with precedent, which means any administrator or leader from a chapter. I don't think that it has to be capital A administrator. We don't dictate the titles of different groups. They figure it out. We require they have 2 reps. I think that they actually have to have 3, but
All right. So I really am asking, can we please have some more candidates?
I'm gonna go beat up Texas for not showing up.
Other than that, is there any other business?
Can we talk about all of the proposals to the chapter stuff, or is that the wrong time and I should
That's
come
tomorrow.
Yeah, let's not do that today. I got things to do. I move to end the meeting.
I second. Any opposed? All right, with no opposed. See you all tomorrow night for the chapter bylaws for the bylaws committee meeting.
Bring your beer.
Recording is ending.